type player,
Mhm.
or he's gonna be a go-to scoring guy. Like he was gonna be that guy you go to. But when you got like that's not really something I put my just hey Tim Duncan, we need you to like man, we really leaning on you, man.
Hmm.
We going through you in the clutch. No, that's I never looked at Tim Duncan in that way. He always had a Ginobili or Tony Parker to do that.
He
And
did.
before they got there, I mean, I don't know. Like Tim, I think people
I think Tim
underestimate.
Duncan is great, but I mean, you get to looking at them numbers and you get to talking about championships and MVP. Like sometimes you can't just look at the accolades because I think the accolades is what's go put Tim Duncan where he don't need to be. The eye test will put him perfectly where he need to be. If you mix and blend the eye test with the accolades and the stats, then you will put Tim Duncan where he belongs, and that's top 10, top 7, top 6, or wherever you got them. But that top three, nah, nah.
Offense, no man. But welcome back to another episode of the Two Know It Alls. I'm your host Ray. That's my co-host over there, Diddy Knows Ball, and I'm pretty sure by now y'all done seen Paul Pierce on It Is What It Is with Cameron and Mace. He made a little um, comment about um, how he would be viewed. By the way, Dwayne, you know he got that weird spelling name. The Y come before the A. but but no, he made a comment saying that if he had some of the teammates or some of the help that Wade had, um, that he could have just as much success, or he would have more success than his regular career actually did pan out, and that he would be viewed differently. Now, you said you had some facts with you on hand, so I'm ready to hear them.
So the fact that it really wasn't facts. It's really I want to ask you and get your opinion. So Dwayne Wade, he had a team where his best two players were Jermaine O'Neal and Michael Beasley. Right.
Hmm.
This is that was his first and second option, his second and third option. I mean, and Paul Pierce, he had a team where he had Ricky Davis and I think Wally Zerbiak. Which team would you, with just those three, which team would you rather have? The Paul Pierce, Wally Zerbiak, Ricky Davis, or Dwayne Wade, Michael Beasley, Jermaine O'Neal? And then I'm gonna ask uh who you think record was better.
Uh, I mean, at that point because I'm thinking about the point in their careers. He had a that was like a rookie slash second year Beasley for sure. And Jermaine O'Neal, he was man, he was beat up by the end. He had too many injuries. He was battling. He was never the same after that. So I go with Ricky Davis and Wally Zerbeck in that point. Even though I don't know if Wally Zerbeck was still like he only a one time All Star, and that was with Minnesota.
Well, this
So he's a
okay. I'll take that back. It was Ricky Davis, Chucky Atkins, Mike James, hmm,
man.
Vin Baker. But I really only said that to say this because I'm just gonna go on cat out the bag. That Boston team won 36 games, man.
You see
36
what his
games.
name?
I understand,
Chucky was
but
Chucky
listen,
Atkins.
Michael
No,
Beasley and an old Jermaine O'Neal. Guess how many games do you think they won? Right, Dwayne Wade, Michael Beasley, Jermaine O'Neal.
They probably won 44.
They won 47 games. That lets you know how great of a player Dwayne Wade is. I don't give a damn, Ray. If your top players is an old Jermaine O'Neal and a bust in Michael Beasley, and y'all won 47 games,
And what year was that? That was the oh
this
06, oh
was
07.
I think it was
The year right
let me
before
pull it up.
Pierce got
Man, it was one of them years where Dwayne Wade wasted one of his prime goddamn years.
is that
That's
when he won
all
the
I
scoring
know.
title that year?
Yep.
That might have been the 08, 09 year then.
All I know is,
Or oh
man,
07, oh
I
08, one
look
of those
I looked
years.
at that roster, I said, what? What? Dwayne Wade, Michael Beasley. Oh my, no, no, no. I don't give a damn. Nobody say Paul Pierce could never, bro. If this what kills the argument. If you could put Paul Pierce on that team, take out Dwayne Wade, and you got Paul Pierce, Michael Beasley, Jermaine O'Neal, is y'all winning? Is they
It's
winning
not going.
47
It's
games?
gonna be that situation different because you got Paul Pierce and Michael Beasley play the same position, so that right there alone, that's not gonna work. Paul Pierce ain't a facilitator like Dwayne Wade could be. Like it's different factors there it's not gonna work.
Okay, well, take off Michael Beasley and put Ricky Davis, Paul Pierce, Ricky Davis, Jermaine O'Neal, Udonis Haslam, and them dudes. Come on now. Like, come on, Ray. You get what I'm trying to say. No. Because every team like that Paul Pierce had, he had the Gary Payton, Tony Allen.
No, but don't get it confused though. Paul Pierce got to a couple conference finals before he got KG and all them. Don't forget that.
Antoine Walker. Antoine Walker
who was leading the way?
20. Paul Pierce. I understand that.
And who was supposed to be the more in prime player? Because Paul Pierce came out after Antoine.
Okay, let's compare their 04-05 rosters because I think they was kind of comparable. And I just really want to get your thoughts on it. The 04-05. Okay. This is the team where Dwayne Wade won 59 games. I'm gonna give you the roster. Dwayne Wade, Shaquille O'Neal, Eddie Jones, Haslam, Damon Jones, Rasul Butler. Right. Now, I'm finna go to the Celtics team. You kind of remember who I told you? Because the Celtics won a Division II that same year. Paul Pierce, Antoine Walker, Gary Payton, Ricky Davis, Rafe LaFrance, Tony Allen, Mark Blunt.
That must have been a rookie year, Tony Allen, or second year. I didn't realize
he
was on that
He was
team.
23 years old.
He went to college though.
I don't give a damn. Come
on.
You 23 years
old.
You
know what type of player Tony Allen was, though. You know what type of player Tony Allen was, though. He was
you
not
can't contribute
it.
If you can't, no. Say, bro, this is one thing. Hey, age is age. If you can't contribute at 23 years old, I don't know what to tell you. I don't care if you a rookie or not. I don't care.
He was always a monster on defense, but we not about to act like he was really providing much on offense.
But I'm saying, is Dwayne Wade team that much better than Paul Pierce team at the same age?
How many wins did Boston get that year?
45. Is the roster for the Heat about 15 games better
Shaq,
than the roster for the Celtics?
That's the year Shaq finished second in MVP voting.
Come on, man. Bro.
Like, come on now. D Wade had that. Shaq he wasn't the Lakers Shaq, but he was still Shaq at that point. Now, if you would have said the next year when Shaq was falling off tremendously and they got 59 wins, I would have been like, whoa.
Okay, this is the last scenario I'm going to give you. Then I'm going to let you just speak on how you feel about them, each individual as a player. Okay, so Paul Pierce, they got bounced in the first round, right? Mm-hmm. They got bounced in the first round. They lost to the Indiana Pacers. Reggie Miller, Steven Jackson, Jermaine O'Neal. Dwayne Wade, he got bounced in the first round. They played against the Chicago Bulls. It was Luol Deng and Ben Gordon. What's more egregious? Getting outplayed by Ben Gordon and Luol Deng, or getting outplayed by Steven Jackson and Jermaine O'Neal?
I know what Ben Gordon was, but at that point, Deng was no. I'm in 04-05? Heck no.
Not this.
That's ugly.
I'm just saying this was their worst loss. This was their worst playoff loss in my opinion. In the first round. Which first round loss was worse?
Bro, we know how good the Indiana team was. They were just the only problem they had was y'all got too many knuckleheads on that team.
This wasn't the Indiana team. This was the Indiana.
But they was already good though. When they got Ron Artest too, they were just like okay, boom. But they was already a solid team.
But they was third in a division though. Like that team, like the Celtics had a better record than them. That's what
that's just like that Warriors team that we believe. Record don't always show how good of a team you is.
So
some teams can beat anybody.
So losing to the Bulls was more egregious in your opinion for Dwayne Wade?
Losing to a Bulls team that didn't have a prime Derrick Rose or a Michael Jordan on it, yes, that's ugly.
Okay, I'll give you that. I felt the same way. I feel like
they had Eddie Curry as they center.
No, they had Bill Wallace. Oh, Bill Wallace.
No, man.
So I agree, but I think Dwayne Wade elevated worse teams better than Paul Pierce. I feel like that kind of just signifies he's just a better player. Like if you had less, I'd rather have Dwayne Wade.
Come on now, I'm taking Wade over Paul Pierce. I don't even know why I even rank Paul Pierce among small forwards. It's a given that D Wade is the third greatest shooting guard we ever seen. Like he a top 5 guard we ever seen. So you can say what you want. Like when it comes to just guards, the only other guard I put over him after Kobe and MJ is Magic. People can have an argument for Zeke and all them. Nah, I'm taking Wade. He number 4. So he number 3 at his position. He number 4 is just a guard, period, in my opinion. As far as Paul Pierce, he's somewhere between 11 and 15 for all time, probably small forward in my opinion.
But my thing is why? Because like it's close. Like it's disrespectful to say it's not close between Paul Pierce and Dwayne Wade.
The only reason why it's close is because Wade had to change his game because he started having injuries, so his numbers started going down. Then he ended up getting with LeBron and Bosh. When they was both the guys on their teams, it was not close.
Okay. See, I feel where you're coming from. I think what Paul Pierce is leaning on the fact that it's close. Like Dwayne Wade, everything is close. Outside the All NBAs, everything is pretty much close. I mean, but I feel like, man, just because it's close don't mean it's like you have any argument. Like you don't have no argument just because it's close. You get what I'm trying to say? Like he's trying to argue just because it's close, he got an argument. No, just because it's close don't mean you have an argument.
Man, he went on Basketball Reference before he got on the show and saying that his points per game wasn't that crazy behind Wade. He realized how many points he done scored in his career. That's you looking at one aspect. Like Wade was looked at as a 2-way.
And that's another thing. You seen the I Am Athlete episode where they had Antoine Walker on there, and Antoine Walker, he played with both. And he was like, man, it's close. Quit disrespecting Paul Pierce. And woo. Brandon Marshall got on his ass. He was like, say, man, you can say what you want, but that is not close. The we seen Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade at his peak was just as good as anybody. The only reason why we don't say he's up there with Kobe and Jordan, the reason why it's a gap between all three of them is just because Dwayne Wade didn't do it long enough. And then you can argue that Dwayne Wade lost a lot of prime years when he did have Jermaine O'Neal and the Michael Beasleys and the Mario Chalmers as his help. But to still almost win 50 games with them dudes, he almost won 50 games with his second and third option being Michael Beasley and Jermaine O'Neal at 32 years old. You see what I'm saying? Like that shows you how special he was as a player when healthy. Now, you can say Paul Pierce is more reliable. He gonna be on the court more. But when we talking about just talent, it's not. Give me D Wade. But it's not crazy if I was Paul Pierce, I wouldn't say Dwayne Wade just better than me like that. But I wouldn't be going around just trying to make that into no thing either though. Because
he done did this before though, and Jalen Rose wasn't having it.
Yeah, see, man, I don't know, man. But anything else you want to say about the Paul Pierce, Dwayne Wade? And Dwayne Wade got swept, by the way, Ray. They got swept by their Bulls team in the first round. Ben Gordon, Luol Deng.
Ben Gordon was going crazy.
He was.
But no, that's all I heard. I said my piece on it.
All right.
So now, I'm gonna explain it one more time. The game of Guess Who. So, to all the people out there watching, y'all gonna have 50 seconds. I'm gonna start the timer after I give the clues. And every week I kind of have a category, as the clue. So for this week, it'll be defensive bigs. So you got 50 seconds to solve it. Once the timer goes off, that's the end of it. Anything you try to answer after timer goes off, it don't count. So at every 10-second mark, I'll let you know. So once it gets to the first 10, I'll say 10. Once it gets to 20, I'll say 20. I'll just be calling it out. But yeah, that's basically the game. Based on a accolades, you try to guess what player that is. Some weeks I might be error specific, so just depends on if I'm in a generous mood or not to help you out more or not. But yeah, cue the Jeopardy music.
All right. You gonna get my clues?
Yes.
What
No, I
clues?
said defensive bigs.
Oh. Let's start over. Okay. Okay, we starting over. Sorry, guys.
No, I said like that's just gonna be like the
That's
title
it?
is gonna be defensive bigs.
Okay, I got you. I got you for next time. So
Now, okay,
NBA gets to defensive bigs.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Player a 5 rebound champ, 200 block champ, 300 player a year. I'm gonna say Ben Wallace, player 2. Dikembe Mutombo. Goddamn. Player 3. Hakeem.
20 seconds.
So Ben Wallace. I got Ben Wallace. Who else I say? Ben Wallace. Hakeem is the third
30.
one. And the second one. Damn, I don't know, bro. Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard the
40
second
seconds.
Ben Wallace. Dwight Howard. Hakeem Olajuwon.
2, 1. Stop. So what's your final answers?
I got Ben Wallace, Dwight Howard, Hakeem Olajuwon.
In that order?
Yep.
No. You do got 2 of the people right, but you just got them in the wrong order. So the first person is Dwight Howard. The second player is Mutombo. And the third player is Ben Wallace.
That should be hard, bro. That was hard. I knew one of them was Ben Wallace. Somebody in the comments helped me out with Dwayne Howard. But I knew one of them was Ben Wallace. So you said player 1 was who?
Was Howard.
Player 2 was
Mutombo.
And player 3 was Ben Wallace. God damn, Ben Wallace got 4 defensive player of the years, 2 rebound champs, and a block champ.
I thought he had more block champs, to be honest. I was like, he only got 1. But
he still is only like 6'8".
Well, yeah, it's still crazy. You do got. I'll be forgetting.
Okay, so next time we're gonna have our clues in the description right there. All right, where it's like NBA Guess Who. Okay, we gonna get this right eventually. One of these days, this month gonna be in here. Oh, but yeah, that's why our NBA Guess Who. Player 1 was Dwight Howard. Player 2 was Dikembe Mutombo, and player 3 was Ben Wallace.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, man. Yeah, stay up to date on y'all basketball knowledge, man.
Before you bring up the next person, no, you can go bring him up. Never mind. I just incorporated. So in this week's Forgotten series, I'm gonna kick it off with Josh Smith, aka Jay Smooth. Played for Atlanta most of his career. 13 years, 9 years with Atlanta. Um, from a stat point of view, you may not be impressed, but he kind of um, evolutionized what we're looking at now out of what we want out of a four. Far as on a athletic side and a defensive side. Now he wasn't the shooter that some of these fours are now, but I feel like if he would have came in this era, he would have definitely meshed in well. He probably would have became he would came in as a better shooter if he came in this era. But you're talking about a guy in his first 11 seasons, he gave you 15, 7.5 rebounds and 3 assists, while also giving you over 1 steal a game and over 1.5 blocks a game. So from the aspect of his best season was the 2011-12 year. Um, he kind of started showing you everything that he was kind of getting to get. His mid range game was getting better. His post game was getting better. His off the dribble was getting better. He started showing you how versatile of a defender could be. So, man, he was just unfortunate. He never had an All Star either. Like he had some All Star seasons in there, but never got an All Star nod. Um, never got an All NBA nod. Got one All Defense team. That's crazy because the defense player that he was, we know what he was. So, um, salute to my boy Josh Smith. Um, man, we ain't forgot you, man. He was a solid dude. Uh, but yeah. And then next on our Forgotten series is Mr. Fourth Quarter himself, Mr. Hedo Turkoglu. Now, if you don't know why I'm calling him Mr. Fourth Quarter, go back and watch some of his games and some of his highlights, and you will see exactly what he was in the clutch. He's another guy. Nothing really stands out about his stats. He was more so an in the moment type player. If you look at a guy like Danilo Gallinari, that's who I compare Hedo Turk. Like Hedo Turkoglu was Danilo Gallinari. He was just ahead of his time. Like the NBA just like a lot of teams didn't really know what to do with a Hedo Turkoglu in his era. So it was kind of hard for him to stick around with one team. His best years was with the Magic. He got to a finals and an Eastern Conference Finals with them. And actually had an impressive game winner over the defending champs in that '09 series they had in Game 4. Um, he was a problem though. He could score from anywhere in the paint, in the post, midi, off the dribble, off a catch and shoot, a sharpshooter. Um, it was a couple series where him and Rashard Lewis was doing most of scoring load over like the White House was just I'm gonna play the paint, be a defensive guy, and y'all go out there and get the buckets. And that was the that hey they helped him get to that finals. Um, he had a couple. He had a stint with Sacramento in their winning days. Um, but he was more so just a role player. Then he wasn't full on Hedo Turkoglu yet. But just to kind of in 8 seasons with Orlando, he gave you about 15 points, almost 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. And that's another thing about his game that was underrated was his passing. Um, he he never the defensive player, but on the offensive end, it really wasn't much he couldn't do. Like he could take you off the dribble, he could facilitate, he could play make, he could pass. Everything you needed out of an offensive player, especially an offensive role. Like he was really an offensive all-star role player, not a superstar role, all-star level role player. Um, but yeah, salute to Hedo Turkoglu, man. So Josh Smith and Hedo Turkoglu, man, they games really, man. When you think about it, they games really suit for this era.
I was just gonna say that. I literally was just gonna say that. So you look at Josh Smith. What is he? A versatile, big hybrid wing defender. Switch 1 through 5 most times. You look at Hedo Turkoglu, the jumbo playmaker that they look for today. Could score the
Also, be a
ball.
stretch four, like man,
That's
man.
why.
You
They
think
would be
about
killers
guys.
this year.
You think about guys like him, Rashard Lewis, Antoine Jameson. Um,
Mm-hmm.
those dudes, man, they could. It was everything like far as scoring.
Even
They could
Antoine
do everything.
Walker, Lamar
Yep.
Odom.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
So I love that you brought up Josh Smith and Hedo Turkoglu because they would have been perfect in today's game. And they set some of the precedents of what's going on now. Like the fact that you could play a Josh Smith with an Al Horford, you could play a Josh Smith with a different types of bigs because he's very switchable. Get your blocks, rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Lob threat. Hedo Turkoglu same way. You can play him with bigs, play him with smalls. They were just two very versatile pieces in an age where they were just before their time.
Yep.
Now
Where everybody been waiting for, man. The top 10.
I really can't nitpick too much. I just, Dwayne Wade is a little bit high. I don't think Dwayne Wade better than nobody he's under. Like, I don't think he's better than Giannis. I don't think he's better than Jokic. I don't think he's better than Durant. I don't. Even the best version of Dwayne Wade not better than them guys. No offense.
The best.
No offense.
Hey, we just got done talking about Dwayne Wade. The best version of Dwayne Wade had way less help than the best version of Jokic and Giannis.
No, that's true. But would you? Okay. He got an argument, but he still
We forgetting the third year Dwayne. We forgetting what a third year Dwayne Wade did.
I mean, we ain't gonna act like he ain't do 3 years in Marquette though. It ain't like he came in third year like he was no young guy. By his third year, he was about 24, 25, man. That's all.
Who behind him did anything by 25?
That's true.
The only people you can say is people that's ahead of him that did something by 25.
Is Dwayne Wade? I don't know. If you based on that logic, he better than Curry?
No.
Let me see what my list looks like. The only thing the only one I nitpick on your list is Dwayne Wade being over Jokic, Durant, Giannis. I think that's a little crazy.
I give you Jokic and what's his name? Jokic and Giannis.
I only got Kevin Garnett above Dwayne Wade for this one reason. He played a lot longer. He was more reliable. I don't know if that should have been factored in, and he's an MVP. I don't know if that should be factored in, but it was factored in when I made mine. But
you got Tim over Shaq.
Yeah. No offense. I really could have put
not just every finals that Shaq won, but every finals team that Shaq was on, other than with Dwayne Wade, he was the best player on every finals team that he played on. With Orlando, when they went to the finals, he was the best player on the Orlando team. There was no doubt about it. Every finals he went to with the Lakers, he was the best player in that final series.
Man.
Even when they lost against Detroit, Kobe was trying to become that guy, but he wasn't that guy yet.
I mean, I love Dwayne Wade, bro. I really do. Once you start getting to that top 10, I don't know. Shaq got the most dominant prime, but Tim Duncan is ahead of him. I mean, give me Tim Duncan, bro. Like, I just would rather have Tim Duncan. I'd rather have Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan could shoot the media a little bit. Bruh. He was a better defender.
Shaq was going against David Robinson and Tim Duncan and still getting 30. Almost. Like, come on. What are we doing here? People always talk about, man, Tim Duncan always guarded on Shaq pretty well. Man, he had David Robinson beside him.
Man, that's cool. He had Dave Robinson for that 1 or 2 years when Dave Robinson was still good. When they both
He was
in
still
their proms, Lillard.
he wasn't the offensive player no more, but he was still a pretty solid defender though.
So, hey man, you still had who on your side? He got David Robinson. Man, this nigga got Kobe Bryant.
No, I'm talking about in the paint though.
They
They try to give Tim Duncan so much credit of guarding him in the paint when like he didn't have David Robinson right, but like as hell.
I mean, but
They
you
wasn't
can't
checking
never just
Kobe.
say Shaq ever dominated Tim Duncan either though. Like in terms of he was just no.
Oh, look at that 0-1 playoffs when they swept them. We be getting that.
What's the I wonder what's the record between Shaq and Tim Duncan all time. Let me look it up.
I know Kobe got a winning record over him. I don't know about Shaq.
Let me look it up.
You talking about just in the playoffs? Or just period?
Just period. Okay.
I just want to hear the Kobe LeBron argument. Bring little Chris up, man, because I know he one of them. I know he one of those guys. He gonna defend LeBron.
Shaquille O'Neal was 18-14 versus Tim Duncan in his career. Is that enough to be? Nah. 4 games.
What was they head-to-head matchup? What was they numbers against each other?
Okay, I'm gonna probably go to basketball reference for this. What made Shaq better than Tim Duncan? Answer that. What made him better?
Man, he just the greatest big I've ever seen. Like, it's really hard to explain. It's hard to explain dominance. You just look at it and be like, yeah, this is a problem. You can't explain dominance. You can only show it. Shaq is somebody you can't explain to somebody. Like, what made Shaq so great? Go watch his games. When you come back, you ain't got no words. You just he was that guy.
Okay, head to head in the regular season, like I said, Shaq is 18-14. Playoffs is tied 15-15. Tim Duncan, they tied on All-Stars, tied on Finals MVPs. Tim Duncan got one more MVP than Shaq. Tim Duncan got 12 more all defensive teams. He got one more all NBA, 2 more first team all NBAs, 1 more championship. He averaged more assists, more steals. Shaq averaged more points and rebounds over the career though. So that gets a little Tim Duncan is a better free throw shooter. So hey man, it's closer than hey man. Give me Tim Duncan. It is what it is. And per game against each other, Tim Duncan was 22, 12, and 3. Shaq was 22, 11, and 3. 3 blocks, that is. So it's really even. Shaq got a higher field goal percentage against each other. And in the playoffs, Tim Duncan averaged 25 and a half. Shaq averaged 22. Tim Duncan, more rebounds, more assists. Shaq, more blocks. Man, give me Tim Duncan, man. Yeah. Give me Tim Duncan over Shaq, bro. It's nothing to point to outside that three-peat that Shaq did better than Tim Duncan.
3 Finals MVPs.
They both got 3 Finals MVPs.
They do.
I think that's what I just seen. Or I think Tim Duncan got 2.
Tim got 2.
Yeah, he got 2.
Hold on a second.
Head to head against each other in the playoffs.
No, he got 3.
Tim Duncan was better.
He got 3.
Okay.
His first
Head to head against each other in the playoffs, Tim Duncan got more points and rebounds. That don't mean nothing. And they 15 and 15 against each other in the playoffs. That don't mean nothing.
Like I said, man, Shaq was battling Tim and Robinson.
Goodness.
Like, bro, we not about to do that.
We not finna. No. What does that mean, man? What does that mean?
Tim Duncan was in. What 2 great bigs was Tim Duncan battling on Lakers? Shaq and Horace Grant.
Hey, it is what it is. Shit, who was the guards that Tim Duncan had?
Talking about when they was 3-peating?
Yes.
They had like Sean Elliott and.
Okay. And who did Shaq have? You can argue Tim Duncan had David Robinson, but then you keep on bringing in
the guards. I'm talking about just the paint. What's the paint have to do with what guards Tim Duncan made?
Shaq in the paint.
That's
Tim
what I'm
Duncan
saying.
have to go get Shaq. Just because Shaq have to go against Tim Duncan and David Robinson, they don't discredit nothing. I gotta go against the most dominant bigs.
You got 2 of the greatest defensive bigs we've ever seen. How does that not?
How many times? How much was? Let me see how many times he put David Robinson was in these guys.
David Robinson at least 5-time All Defense team at least.
But now I'm saying how many times was he on the Spurs when they was battling?
99 when they won the championship.
And after that, he was
on that 01. He's on that 0. They played.
He retired in 03. David Robinson retired in 03 though, right?
That's the last championship they won. They played each other 99 playoffs, 01 playoffs, 02 playoffs, and 03 playoffs. They won in 99 and they won in 03.
Man. Shaq got a losing record against he got a losing record against David Robinson. 11 and 12, and then in the playoffs he got a winning record 9 and 8. And Shaq wasn't doing a lot of dominating. This shit don't look like a lot of domination, right? I ain't gonna cap. Because the other great bigs of the era, it seems like he's, they're neck and neck. I think y'all overrating Shaq dominance because when he did go up against them trash centers, he was making them look like you go against Trey Rollins and come on now. Niggas like that, of course. But when he go up against the great bigs, it's pretty even. There's nothing to say it's not.
Once again, he's going up against both of those bigs you're saying at the same time. Like, how is that not any, like, that's a boost. If I get killed, I know I got a defensive big behind me that he still got to go through. But if I kill Shaq, I ain't got to worry about nobody else after I get past Shaq. Like, how is that not a disadvantage? Shaq going against 2 all-time great bigs. They only going against 1.
Right, man. I ain't going, bro.
And like once he retired, Shaq was declining by then. He wasn't staying in shape. He wasn't staying in shape during those years like he should have. But especially after he retired, Shaq's body definitely was going downhill.
And David Robinson was older.
Okay.
I'm saying
Shaq played against a prime on David Robinson when he was young.
And their records are even. Pretty much even. David Robinson got a better record against Shaq in the regular season. Shaq got a 1-game better record than David Robinson in the playoffs.
Let me see what their records was before Tim Duncan came to the picture. Because I want to see them 1-on-1 before Tim Duncan came to the picture.
Now I can't do that.
No, I do it then because I know a way to look at it.
Oh. I don't think, bro. I think just because what we seen of Shaq, everybody blow that shit out of proportion how dominant he was in terms of him dominating the other top bigs of the era.
Man, Shaq averaged almost 26 and 13 on that boy, while Dave Robinson averaged 15 and 9. Come on, man.
Now when was this?
Shaq got 31. They played each other 40 times in their whole career. In 31 games, Shaq had the higher points. In 29 games, Shaq had the higher rebounds. In 20 games, Shaq had the higher assists. In 25 games, Shaq had the higher blocks. And before you think, when I said the 20 games for assists, 7 of those games, they was tied. Mm-hmm. Shaq was dominating that dude. But let me get to the point where I was making. In 92-93, this is Shaq rookie year. Dave Robinson swept him. In 93-94, Dave Robinson swept him again. But the thing is, they points are the same just about with his rookie year. Shaq had 15 the second time they played. And Dave Robinson went crazy. He had 30. But after that,
where are you finding this?
On Land of Basketball, I just put in what's it called? Put two people names in. Most of the time, it gotta be two greats because it'll already be information on them. And they just put in head to head, and the first link that should pop up is Land of Basketball.
DJ, what are you saying? What are you talking about? Quit downplaying Shaq, bro. I ain't downplaying Shaq, but I'm not gonna downplay Tim Duncan. Tim Duncan had just as good of a career, if not better, than Shaq. And I don't think it's crazy to have Tim Duncan over Shaq. Me personally.
This is a perfect example of prime versus a peak. Shaq peak makes his prime more impressive.
Now like we never
discuss Shaq's prime. We just talk about his peak, how dominant his peak was. You don't never hear anybody say, because when you think about it, Shaq came in the game already ready. So that really from day one, his prime was already kind of like right there.
But I don't get why you saying what's wrong with me picking Tim Duncan over Shaq. I don't see what's wrong with that.
It ain't nothing wrong with it.
And I'm
just saying I'll take Shaq.
What you think Tim Duncan and Kobe would have did? Like, just come on, man. Be honest. Do you think they could have possibly 4-peated, man? Because we see what Tim Duncan did.
Tim Duncan would have got along better.
We see what Tim Duncan did to Detroit. I'm just letting you know. And hey, we see what Bill Wallace. Man, I'm just saying.
Come on now, DJ. You old enough to remember why that finals didn't work out. Kobe being selfish. Kobe and Shaq butting heads at an all-time high. Kobe and Karl Malone not seeing eye to eye. Karl Malone battling injuries. It's a lot of stuff that was going on in that series. Like, people just want to always, man, Kobe was ball hogging. He was shooting them out the game. Man, it's a lot of other stuff that was off the court issues that was finally just rolling over to on the court.
So, look, okay. Him and Shaq got 3 together. How many you think Tim Duncan and Kobe would have had? Everything included, whether it be attitude or whatever it is.
I think they probably would have got along better, but I don't think they would have dominated like how Kobe and Shaq did.
Why not? That's what I'm saying. Why not?
Because those 3 years when Kobe and Shaq was cooking, I don't think they would have ever had a 3-year stretch like that. First of all, how can we say Tim Duncan was ready for that type of dominance? We ain't never seen him repeat. We've never seen him repeat.
What do you have a repeat with?
So you telling me a young Kobe at that time and Tim Duncan at that time that was gonna be enough for them to do to repeat or do more than what Kobe and Shaq did.
Just as much or more, yes. Yes. Because if Kobe was on this nigga Shaq ass about not working hard enough, he wouldn't have had that problem with Tim Duncan.
Have we ever seen Tim Duncan? Because believe me,
I think Tim Duncan could have been more dominant in a different system.
How can you say that?
I don't think Tim Duncan would have went 15-1. Now that run, that 01 run, I don't think Tim Duncan would have been able to do that.
2000 Shaq is different. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, Shaq had to be on a different level for that Lakers team to go. Like, and Shaq and Kobe had to be on a different level, especially in 01, 02. That 2000, though, Shaq was like, man, whether you come with me or not, Kobe, I'm going crazy this year.
Let us know in the comments, do y'all think Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant could have three-peated or possibly won more than 3? Let us know in the comments. Could Tim Duncan and Kobe possibly won more than 3? Could they have been a possible better duo than Shaq and Kobe? Man. But you saying that because you saying
Kobe
it.
And Kobe and Shaq is literally looked at as the best 1-2 punch, or one of the best 1-2 punches. And now you're trying to input a guy who never even repeated with a big 3. And one of the greatest coaches of all time. He never even repeated with that. But you about to put him in a whole other system with a whole different type of play he ain't never played with before. How we know they even gonna look right together?
Don't stop that, man. Kobe and Tim Duncan would have three-peated too.
So you think?
Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. Ray, let's keep it a buck.
Let me ask you this though: can you put any 2 all-time great players together and they would work?
Depending on who they are, I'm pretty sure they can figure it out. But I'm saying Shaq and Kobe is not just blowing out the water. Tim Duncan and Kobe. That's not like that duo wouldn't be that much better than that duo. If you give me Tim Duncan and you give me Kobe, I think they three-peating too. And possibly they could have stayed together longer. I don't see why you can't just switch out Shaq and Tim Duncan, and I don't see why the same thing is not happening, if not even better results. The only thing I can give Shaq is the 2001 run where they just was getting on, they killed everybody.
Shaq
was just at a different level.
And it's another thing. This was more so of a superpower more than just a stat, something you can see on a stat sheet, is that Shaq knew how to establish dominance. Like that's something that a lot of players, I don't care, you can make that look on your face all you want to, man. Shaq established dominance more than any player that we ever seen. Like, only other player I can say that's on that level, and he before our time, was a Michael Jordan. On that caliber, Jordan and Shaq are in their own, like, they in their own on their own plateau. They're on a whole different hemisphere than everybody else when it comes to establishing just straight up dominance. Like, Kobe, my all-time favorite player, but when it came to just, like, Kobe knew how to establish dominance, but on that level, man, it's a reason why we talk about Shaq still as the most dominant player we've ever seen.
You only saying that because you're a Lakers fan. I'm saying, think about it from this perspective.
I'm gonna find an old clip. You saying that Shaq is the most dominant player we've ever seen.
I understand. That ain't got. No, I'm not saying it. I'm not saying that. Shaq is probably the most dominant player we've ever seen. I'm pretty sure. But listen, if you put Tim Duncan on that Lakers team, Ray, what do you think will happen? I'm gonna say it like this.
We can get a championship, but it's gonna be a hard
time. Stop capping, man. One championship. That's just a one champ. That's a one-time champion. Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant is a one-time champion, right? That's what you're saying.
What role players we gonna have around now?
The same role players, the same ones, the exact same ones. I think Tim Duncan was a better passer. Shaq, not saying Shaq couldn't pass, but I feel like Tim Duncan was a better passer. Tim Duncan was a better shooter. He was more versatile on offense and defense than Shaquille O'Neal, man. Shaq was a better rebounder, and he was more dominant in the paint, But what Tim Duncan is bringing, you can like he's bringing more. Tim Duncan is bringing more versatility to their triangle offense, man. What do you don't think Tim Duncan will look great in a triangle offense, bro? At the elbow, in the post, doing them dribble handoffs. Come on now. Shaq 3-piece with the Spurs. Stop it. Get out of here. Get out of here, man. That boy ain't 3-piece with no damn Spurs.
You give a prime Shaq, Ginobili and Parker.
Man, hell no.
You crazy.
No. He need a dominant. He ain't never won without a top 3 shooting guard of all time. You can't just plug in though, because if that's the case, why he didn't win with Penny Hardaway? He got to where,
bro.
He got there. He got there. Okay, cool. He got there, but he's never won without a top 3 shooting guard of all time, man.
So Wade was a top 3 shooting guard when he won with him.
At that time, name 3 shooting guards better in 04, 05. Or 05, I think that was 05, 06. 05, 06.
You said all-time top 3. I said, was Wade already all-time top 3 shooting guard when he won with him?
Man, when was... Okay, he was the top 3 shooting guard in the league at that time.
Okay, I see. I like how you changed it up, man.
Man, I agree. Shaq not 3P'ing with no damn Spurs, man. Like, come on now. Like,
why
y'all, let us know in the comments.
Why he not?
How many championships is Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant winning? Let us know in the comments, man. Because this dude acting like can't nobody. Man, hell no. Tim Duncan ain't winning without finals MVP. Without finals MVPs. Huh? Him and Shaq got the same amount of finals MVPs. What are you talking about? All NBA 6-man. What are you talking about? Tim Duncan and Kobe Bryant would have been just as dominant.
He's saying he's not winning without Tony Parker and Ginobili.
Listen to it, like, bro. Tony Parker's great.
They know how to run a system. It was times where Kobe was gonna go out of that system. Tim Duncan's always been a system player, so for you to take him out of that and play him with a player who, okay, we also in a system, but I tend to get out of a system because I like to get mines. How you know Tim Duncan ain't gonna malfunction?
Tim Duncan. So you saying Tim Duncan can't play off Kobe? Now that's what you're trying to say? Manu Ginobili was going off script too, bro. We're not gonna do that. Tony Parker used to go off script too.
No, but you trying to compare Ginobili going off script to what Kobe was doing? Kobe was taking more shots than Shaq sometimes.
Thank you. This is exactly what I'm saying. Tim and Kobe winning 3, maybe 4. They got a better chance of beating Pistons with Tim. I'm saying the same thing. Tim Duncan dominated the Pistons, bro. Come on now.
Went to 7 games. How did they dominate?
I'm saying, give me Kobe. Give me Tim Duncan.
We're gonna for sure have to rewatch that, because I think you forgetting that Robert Horry hitting some clutch shots down the line will really save the Spurs. Not Tim Duncan dominating. Ginobili hitting a clutch shot. Don't act like Tim Duncan out there was cooking them and Shaq and them just got mollywopped.
I'm saying this. I'm saying all this to say this. You probably, from what you've been saying, you acting like there's a gap between Shaq and Duncan. There is absolutely no gap. There's no gap. But I'm saying, and then you get to tossing out, oh, he the most dominant player we've ever seen. Woo.
Yeah, I ain't said a lot.
And then what we do? We looked up him and Tim Duncan's record against each other. That shit damn near even. You look at the accolades.
Most of Tim Duncan's career going against Shaq was with David Robinson beside him. That's just the facts.
So when Tim Duncan getting his 23-24, who he getting it on?
It depends on what year it was. They probably had Horace Grant on him.
Get out of here, man. I don't see what changes if you swap out Shaq and Tim Duncan. That's really my main point. I don't see what I don't see where the drop off comes in.
We were just talking about before.
Explain to me where the drop off comes in.
Before we went live, we were just talking about how people rewrite history. We rewriting history right now.
Where is the drop off?
You just said that Tim Duncan is a great player, but he not on the level that he would try to put him on. And now you trying to put him on a level that Shaq was playing on a GOAT level in those 3 years. We've never seen Tim Duncan play on a GOAT level. What are you talking about?
Bro, okay. Shaq was playing at a GOAT level, Ray.
Have we ever seen Tim Duncan play at that level in a whole playoff series? He did that 3 years in a row.
Tim Duncan, okay, listen. Tim Duncan probably never got as dominant as Shaq. We can agree there.
I ain't talking about just dominant. I'm talking about just he was the best player 3 years
in a row,
literally.
That team, fuck it. I'm gonna say it. The team, the Lakers would have been better if they swapped out Shaq and Tim Duncan, man. Tim Duncan is just more versatile on both ends. He's more professional, and he would have worked better with Kobe, bro. Let's just keep it a buck. They wouldn't have broke up. They would have won like 4 or 5 championships. You
hear how crazy you sound? You hear how crazy
I don't.
You talking about a team that three-pitted, and you talking about somebody gonna come in and do better. Ain't nobody three-pitted since then.
It do sound crazy, but I'm saying over a longer stretch.
How many so-called teams done try to build a dynasty type team and still ain't three-pitted?
Nah, you not lying.
Nobody thought that. Who? No, hold on a second, man.
Tim Duncan and Kobe three-pitted, right?
When Kobe and Shaq first formed, Kobe rookie year. And Shaq like in year 4 or 5. Did anybody look at that as a dominant duo? No, because Shaq was out there alone. Kobe wasn't playing yet. He was riding the bench.
Quit saying he was out there alone. He had 2 All-Stars next to him then.
And what did they do?
He couldn't do shit without he ain't doing shit without a top 5 player in his position. You got Eddie Jones, Nick Van Exel.
You watched that? Did you watch that Lakers documentary? When Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel was talking about Kobe in his second year when he was throwing the air balls.
What they say?
Kobe was the hot man in that series. That's why he was taking those shots. But no, Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones, the proven stars. Why they putting a second-year Kobe in that situation? Why weren't they already having a hot hand? It was known they was playoff droppers, especially for the Lakers, especially Eddie Jones. Like, come on now. We're not about to do that. Don't try to act like Eddie Jones is out there help. No. It's a reason why when Kobe finally showed up on the scene, they started winning. Because those other 2 All-Stars didn't even amount to one guy out of Kobe. When Kobe finally arrived on the scene, that's when things started getting going.
But I'm saying, I don't see what makes... I gave you an argument why I feel like Tim Duncan is better than Shaq. I feel like he's more versatile on both ends. I feel like he won with less talent, even though he had talent. And the only argument against Tim Duncan is he didn't.
The only talent you can say that Shaq had was Kobe. When it came to their role players, come on now.
Isn't Kobe? Come on, bro. Ain't Kobe a top 3 player all time? And ain't Shaq a top 5 player all time? I'm pretty sure I would take a top 3 player all time.
You just cooked yourself. You're done. You just said that Tim Duncan is a top 7 to 10 player, and you said Shaq was a top 5 player. The argument is over. Shaq is over. Goodness. Shaq is over Tim Duncan. How you gonna just admit that Shaq is a top 5, and you said Tim Duncan was a top 7 to 10 player?
I think they both top 5. But I'm saying like in general consistency.
Okay,
general consistency. I just brought up when people were saying Tim Duncan making Tim Duncan GOAT debates. People say all kind of shit. People say all kind of shit.
Crazy, man.
So I always said I'd rather have Tim Duncan over Shaq. I've always said it. Am I right? This is the first time you hear me say this? Kevin Durant more versatile than Giannis. Who better right now? Kevin Durant more versatile than Giannis. And then you said who better right now? Giannis better right now, but
Giannis better all time.
You think Giannis is better than Kevin Durant?
Giannis, let me reword that. Giannis is greater all time. Kevin Durant is better though.
You better say something like that. Cause man, hell nah, bro. This dude, come on, bro. Give me Kevin Durant over Giannis, man. What Giannis doing with Russell Westbrook and James Harden? They making it to the chip.
What Kevin Durant doing with Drew Holiday and what's called Chris Middleton?
Boy, they doing the exact same shit, man.
All right.
Okay, see, say, man.
Yeah, Kyrie.
Bro, no, fuck that, Ray. Give KD, Drew Holiday, and Chris Middleton over. Come on, bro. They're beating the Heat. They're beating the Heat. I don't care what nobody say. Drew Holiday, yes.
Man, I'm not about to get into it about Kevin Durant because every time we do, you end up leaving. I ain't about to even start with that mess. That's you trying to bait me into. No, I'm not about to do that.
Kevin Durant ain't winning no shit with Drew and Middleton. Why? How come he not?
We ain't never seen him win without. When the last time we seen Kevin Durant win? Who we ever seen? Two of the greatest shooters we ever seen.
Say, bro, if we was ranking players that we would want on our team, how far down is Russell Westbrook and James Harden on that list? How far is Kyrie fucking Irving on that list?
You don't think they names gonna come up before Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton?
They wouldn't come up for me. If I needed a point guard on a championship team, you
rather have Drew Holiday over Russell Westbrook?
Yes. If I got a championship team, if I got Kevin Durant, who fit better with Kevin Durant?
Hold on a second. The same Drew Holiday that you said is terrible in the playoffs. The same Drew Holiday you said you'd rather have Jalen Brunson in. I know you're not picking Jalen Brunson. You're not picking Jalen Brunson all time over Westbrook or Irving. So stop it. Just stop it, man. You trying to make up an argument that you don't even really believe in.
Give me Drew Holiday. For all the bad Drew Holiday does offensively,
so is he higher than all time?
He will fit better with Kevin.
Is he higher than those players all time?
No, that's where y'all confused.
So how did they get above him?
It's called team building.
How did they get above him all time?
Right now, listen. I'm gonna do it like this.
Just answer that real quick. How did they get above him all time?
They're not above him all time. It's when it comes to team building, they're above him. Just because somebody is cold, don't mean I'm gonna pick them. I don't give a damn about that. That's playground ball. That's stat ball. That's math ball. If I'm building a team and I have Kevin Durant already, and I got to choose my next two players, if point guard, I got to go between Russell Westbrook and Drew Holiday. I'm picking Drew Holiday because Drew Holiday fits better with Kevin Durant, in my opinion.
Congratulations, DJ. This is your last day. This is your last day as a GM.
Okay. If I got shooting guard, and you got James Harden and Chris Middleton, I'm picking Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton could play better with Kevin Durant. And I trust Chris Middleton more than I trust James Harden. I trust Drew Holiday as a role player.
We already seen Kevin Durant pair with another shot creator out of Devin Booker, who was way superior than Chris Middleton, and it didn't work.
I'm talking about OKC Durant, MVP Durant. So you saying if you give me MVP Durant,
did he not show?
Give me finals Drew Holiday. If you give me finals Chris Middleton,
finals Drew Holiday. Go look at Drew Holiday again. We're gonna watch. Okay, we're gonna watch Drew Holiday.
Go look at finals Westbrook. Give me Drew Holiday. I don't give a damn. I'm not gonna let Drew Holiday not gonna be taking shots. Drew Holiday not gonna be doing all that.
I wonder what if Magic said that one game he seen in Westbrook was some of the worst point guard basketball game we ever seen. I wonder what he was saying when he was watching Drew Holiday in the finals. Because God,
let me know in the comments who would fit better with MVP Kevin Durant, Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton, or Russell Westbrook and James Harden. If you're trying to win a championship, let me know in the comments.
They literally got to a finals. Those two guys you're bashing right now.
And what was the reason why they lost? Those two guys that I'm fucking bashing. And what has those two guys done after they not been with Kevin Durant? They ain't did shit, man. Them dudes ain't did nothing.
Kevin Durant literally ran to a team that beat him. That's the only reason why he did anything.
Say, bro. You can say what you want about Kevin Durant, but Kevin Durant, at the end of the day, man, he had some weird teams, man. A lot of the shit Kevin Durant brought it upon himself.
One of those weird teams when he joined a team that he could have beat.
Raynard. Give me Kevin Durant over Giannis, man. He's easier to build around, in my opinion, man. The dude can't shoot, man. Giannis can't shoot for shit, man. Give me the dude that can do more.
He went crazier than we've ever seen.
Bro, Kevin Durant
play.
Bro,
did Kevin Durant go crazy like he did in the finals? Did Kevin Durant ever go crazy like Giannis did?
He got 2 finals MVPs.
Did he go crazy like Giannis did since he can shoot better? No. So what does shooting better got to do when I can still go crazy as you or better?
Say, bro, if I'm building a team and I get to choose between Kevin Durant and Giannis,
name me an individual, an NBA Hall of Famer, a sports commentator,
okay,
an ESPN analyst. Name me anybody who ever said Kevin Durant had one of the greatest finals performances we ever seen.
Bro, whoop-de-damn dude, man. He went against Devin Booker and Chris Paul, bro. Relax, man.
And what did Kevin Durant go? What did Kevin Durant go against?
KD he had harder runs in the Western Conference than Giannis did in the finals. If we gonna keep it a buck, bro. Like, stop that shit, man. KD's first fucking trip to the playoffs, man. He had to play against Kobe. He got to go up against Dirk. Come on, man. We not gonna do that, bro. Like, Giannis going up against
he got swept by the Boston Celtics too.
Bro, y'all be killing me with all this, man. If you put KD with a good coach, if you give KD the good right supporting cast, KD doing the same shit, man. We not gonna act like KD and Booker wasn't the closest thing to beating.
Just because you told yourself that in your head does not mean that that's true. That's what you felt. Just game 3 against LeBron, KD did go crazy.
Y'all act like KD really outplayed him, but the nigga just can't bring that shit up because they lost.
That's crazy to praise somebody for losing a series.
I just said,
outplayed you.
Oh my God. I just said, can't nobody bring it up because they lost. But we not gonna act like KD wasn't going crazy in the finals with OKC, bro.
Yeah, he was probably going crazy on that bus too when they lost.
The reason why they lost is Westbrook is taking more shots than Durant. Russell Westbrook taking 20 plus shots a game. You sat here and clowned him with me when we were talking about this. Like, come on now. KD, bro, we all know KD should always take more shots than Russell Westbrook. And that was hardly
the same way you can criticize Westbrook for that finals loss, the same way you should be able to criticize Kevin Durant for them them last 2 or 3 games against the the Warriors.
Let me kill Chris real quick. KD had all that and lost. When do we consider Russell Westbrook and James Harden all that? That's not all that. That's not good enough. And then he had Russell Westbrook by himself. That's not good enough. It's not good enough to win a championship, man.
When have we considered Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday enough?
Bro, then you got Brook Lopez. Then you got PJ Tucker. Quit acting like that shit wasn't a better team, man. That Bucks team was a better team than that Thunder's team, bro. Quit acting like that, man. You got Thabo Sefolosha and Kendrick Perkins, man. Y'all dudes.
So you gonna purposely
bro, that OKC team suck, bro.
So you gonna purposely skip over Serge Ibaka, okay.
Serge Ibaka. So KD, Westbrook, Harden, Serge Ibaka.
So we can praise a trash. Praise a trash Drew Holiday in the playoffs. We can praise that, but we can't praise a solid role player out of Serge Ibaka. That makes sense,
bro.
Drew Holiday was shooting like 39%.
Drew Holiday was terrible because they were trying to make him a first option because Middleton was hurt. Giannis went down. He's sorry in that aspect. I was saying Jalen Brunson was better than Drew Holiday as a number one.
Go look at him in the
as
finals.
A role player.
Go look at the finals when they all were healthy. His numbers were still trash. Even when healthy, his numbers are trash in the playoffs.
But what did he do? He shut down Chris Paul. If I had Drew Holiday, he's clamping Dwayne. I ain't gonna say clamping Dwayne Wade, but he gonna do a good enough job on Dwayne Wade to where Kevin Durant and Chris Middleton could get their shit off me. That's all I'm gonna say. The fact that you don't think that'll be a better team, Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Kevin Durant.
They're probably not even getting to the finals, first of all. So that's
why not, Ray? Why not, Ray?
So
Giannis that much better that he can carry Drew Holiday and Chris Middleton further than MVP Kevin Durant. That's what you're saying. don't know when Kevin Durant became trash. And I don't know when he ain't became one of the
It ain't
most
about
lethal
being
scorers the
trash.
game has
Now,
ever seen.
certain players can do different things with certain matchups versus other players. That don't mean that I'm saying that Giannis is like it. Just in that situation, Giannis is more suited to have that type of play style.
So swap out Giannis
him.
and KD. So KD on their Bucks team, they not beating Chris Paul and Devin Booker, bro.
Why you automatically putting them in the finals? They gotta get to the finals.
Bro, you is disgusting, man. Let me know in the comments. If you put Kevin Durant on the championship Bucks team, are they still winning the finals against the Suns? Are they even making it to the finals? Come on, man. Like, Ray, you being ridiculous, man. Like, you still got Brook Lopez, PJ. So you saying Drew Holiday, Chris Middleton, Kevin Durant, PJ Tucker, Brook Lopez, Bobby Portis, that's not gonna be good enough.
Look at the teams that you have to build around a KD player for you to make it. For you to, I guess I don't know. Is this somewhere you trying to take your mind off of the failures that KD had in his life? Like, I don't understand. Like, why does he have to be on these all these championship already caliber teams for him to be a championship player?
Right now, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I swear to God, I could build a championship around KD from the moment he stepped into the league to now, bro. Easily. These GMs is kind of stupid to me.
No, guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna put players around him that's gonna that just like how with the Warriors, we're gonna to look at his team and be like, he's supposed to win with that team.
No,
that's your ideal of building a championship.
They could have won a championship with Brooklyn. Did you not just see what KD was doing before he got hurt with Brooklyn? They were the best team in the East, bro. Y'all bullshit. No, before the Kyrie bullshit that you defended, before James Harden, bro, after James Harden left, when they got Ben Simmons and all them dudes, we're not gonna act like KD wasn't leading that Brooklyn team. He wasn't on pace to be an MVP. Kevin Durant was a top 3 player in the league, bro, before he went to the Suns, man. That Brooklyn team was a top 3 team in the league, man. You say, bro, it is what it is, man. Y'all disrespect KD too much to the point like y'all don't understand the situation this nigga been in. Yes, he caused it upon himself, but we're not gonna act like them situations he been in ain't been trash, man. You playing with Kyrie Irving, one of the most unpredictable players. Okay, we understand that.
So it's no excuse after that.
No,
if he walked in blindfolded,
it's because of the situation, man. KD is one of the most versatile players on both ends that we ever seen. He's the greatest scorer that I've seen with my own eyes. It is what it is, man. Kyrie Irving, James Harden, Russell Westbrook. Come on, man. Come on, man. Who wants to play with them guys? Who's winning with them guys? Come on, man. The only person that somebody done won with is Kyrie. Out of all the people I'm named, all the great players KD done had, ain't none of them did shit. Who's the greatest coach KD done played for? Outside of Steve Kerr. KD they never played with great coaches. He never played with reliable stars.
So a trash coach got him to a finals. Man. A trash coach got him to a finals. A trash coach had him one game of going back to the finals, but you still you find every excuse to blame everybody else but KD. Let's go back to that year before
when KD outside of the Warriors laws, when has KD never done his job, man?
That was crucial because that's what caused everybody to start hating KD.
Man, Russell, bro, he was tired of playing with Russell Westbrook and they never traded the nigga. They didn't get nothing for James Harden, man.
The funny thing is,
KD and Russell Westbrook.
You would have had a point there. You would have had a point there if it was Russell Westbrook's fault that they lost that series, but it wasn't Russell Westbrook's fault that time.
I'm not saying it's Russell Westbrook's fault, but I'm saying Russell Westbrook ain't helping the goddamn situation either, bro. You act like Russell Westbrook played like at an all-time level against the Warriors, man. That nigga wasn't that great either, bro. He's never been that great, man. Russell Westbrook, the same dude that lost to Donovan Mitchell. He had Paul George on his team. We don't even kill Russell Westbrook for that shit. He the same guy that lost in the first round, and he had supposedly Bradley Beal. Like, come on, man. Dude, Russell Westbrook ain't never done nothing, man. James Harden ain't never done nothing. These are some of the most unreliable guys in the whole history of the NBA, man. If I had to name guys that's the most unreliable players in the history of the NBA, Kyrie Irving, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden is going to be some of the first names I get to. And KD had to play with them all. Scott Brooks and Billy Donovan is not no coaches that, come on, man. Y'all be killing me, man. Just because he went to Brooklyn and that shit went to shit, just because, like it just became an easy target, bro. He's just an easy target for y'all. Y'all know damn well, skill for skill, game for game. It's not too many people on that ever lived as good at basketball as Kevin Durant, bro. We seen it for 20. Come on, bro.
When Kyrie had requested that trade, and the Mavericks gonna trade him, what did I say that same hour? What did I say about KD? And you said no, he not. I said, oh yeah, KD out of there now. Man, no, he ain't gonna do that. If he do that, man, I'm done with KD. What happened that next hour? KD has requested a trade. You said you was done defending that dude. You ain't stopped defending that boy since then. That's crazy, man. That's what I'm talking about. You gonna always find a reason to defend this guy, no matter what situation it is. I ain't never seen nobody defend a guy that just, hey man, when the time get tough, I'm out. I ain't never seen somebody get defended that much. And it's crazy because your all-time favorite player is Kobe. Somebody who literally lived on those moments. We can talk about he requested trades, but guess what? He never left though. It's easy to get frustrated and be like, man, I don't want to be here no more because y'all ain't doing y'all job. I don't feel like I'm doing y'all job. I'm out. It's another thing to be like, you know what? I'm gonna tough through it. Because that's gonna be the more the merrier when I finally do get that ring. That's something KD would never experience because he's always on to the next. If something not going his way, if he don't feel like he got the right players on his team, oh man, what the right players at? Oh, that's where I'm going next. I request trade there. He don't be finishing out his contracts. That's crazy. We kill LeBron he finishes out his contract. I didn't kill LeBron in the past for that, but at least he finished out his contract. That's one thing I can get LeBron. If you said KD did what LeBron did. Follow LeBron to the T, then finish your whole contract. If you're going to follow somebody, do exactly what they do. Don't just do half of what they do. And now we sitting there calling you an all-time great. And it's like all-time greats don't move like that. You don't move like a regular all-time great in my eyes. I have a hard time even calling him an all-time great at times because the stuff he done did, that's not noteworthy at all. I can't sit here and act like that's noteworthy when it's not.
Man, it all goes back to LeBron James, who did it first, ran from the grind in his prime, went to the Miami Heat, and when KD and the Thunder finally broke through, he had to play a created team, my player team, a goddamn my team. Like, we not finna act like
I said,
LeBron James.
If you're gonna follow the formula, you gotta follow it to the T. You can't go within the formula and start saying, well, nah, you messed up right here. I'm gonna scratch that out. I don't want to follow that part. We're gonna make a new formula now. Like, nah, how you gonna follow somebody else's formula and then use that as an excuse as well? Oh, well, LeBron, man, get out of here. You ain't an all-time great no more. Man, that's a kid excuse. LeBron did it first. Like, what?
No, I'm saying y'all would be looking at Kevin Durant different if he would have won at OKC. He did win at OKC because LeBron James bitch ass just got his ass whooped by Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavericks, and then he got to play against a Russell Westbrook led team because it was Russell Westbrook led because he led in shot attempts. And the OKC Thunder, who had Scott Brooks as a coach, a dude who we don't know where Scott Brooks at to this day, man. Kevin Durant backpacked them niggas, man. Like, we not gonna act like
you're not about to. No.
Listen. Did Kevin Durant, when he was on the Thunder, did he have a Hall of Fame coach?
No.
Did he ever have talent that you would want on an NBA Finals team?
They got to the finals. I mean, I don't understand how you gonna ask me a question with a team he got to the finals with?
A championship team, man. That was a championship team. Do you think they could beat the Heat? Keep it a bit.
Come on now. First of all, when that Heat team first got together, did anybody think somebody's gonna beat that Heat team? No. We was all surprised when that Mavericks team beat them. Let's just be real. Like, we didn't think that they was gonna lose.
That's what I'm saying, Ray. This LeBron James supposed to be the best player on the planet, just hooked up with the third greatest shooting guard of all time, man. And then a top 5, top 10 power forward at that time, man. Dudes who've already been to the playoffs as number one guys at their team. Another dude who is a scoring champion, who's been a finals MVP, and you're going up against Kevin Durant, who ain't been here before, Russell Westbrook, who Magic Johnson said had one of the worst point guard games he ever seen in the finals, James Harden, who didn't even show up, and we know what James Harden turned out to be, what kind of dude he turned out to be. Like, come on now. Kendrick Perkins was starting, bro. Not even the Celtics Kendrick Perkins. That version of Kendrick Perkins shouldn't even started, but this was the OKC version of Kendrick Perkins. Fabo Cephalosha. Like, this dude's worse than Matisse Thybulle. But then we got Serge Ibaka. He's cool, but come on now. Serge Ibaka ain't making no goddamn major impact on our championship, man. And this who KD had. He didn't have a great coach. He didn't have a great point guard in terms of being what a point guard's supposed to be. And you're going up against LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, and then you're going up against Eric Spoelstra, who ended up showing us he's an all-time coach. Like, I understand he ain't got no excuse, right? He don't have no excuse. He did a lot of ugly shit. He went to the Warriors. That was ugly. I called it ugly. He went to Brooklyn. I thought that was cool, but then when they traded for James Harden, I thought that was ugly. Then Kyrie drama, that was ugly. And then when Kyrie bounced, he bounced. I thought that was ugly. But we not finna act like he didn't go through the perfect storm of bullshit to make him an easy target, man. This should have been a perfect storm of bullshit for him to be an easy target, whether it's deserved or not. That shit ain't got nothing to do with his individual game and what he could bring to a team, man. Because it's a reason why time after time when he's on the market, people will give up their whole goddamn team to get the man in, man. Phoenix got rid of Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, two really, really good NBA players, man, to bring in KD because they like.
And did they succeed?
We go see this year. But I'm just saying, we're not going to act like KD's not one of the greatest talents we ever seen, not one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen. You're trying to diminish him because stupid situations here and there. That don't diminish his greatness. Greatness is greatness, man. The story is ugly, but you can't diminish greatness no matter what you say, no matter what you do. You can't diminish his greatness. It ain't been nobody with that skill set, at that size, with that speed, with that handle, they can do what he can do, man, on both ends of the court.
Is that the only player?
It is what it is, man. Who?
Is that the only player that we can say that this is the only player at this that can do this at this size? He's not.
That gets disrespected as much as he do it. Yes.
Why do he get disrespected? You literally just said
because of the story, not because of his game.
So the story, not the so the story is excluded from his greatness. That what you trying to say? I'm trying to get understanding. You saying the story not a part of the greatness.
For you to just jump Giannis over, that's just disrespectful, bro. This dude is a 4-time scoring champ. Dude is an MVP, two-time Finals MVP. Because even when he did go to a team where another top 5, top 10 player that we've ever seen, he was clearly the best player on the team. I ain't never seen nobody when he went over to Golden State, anybody watch them games and say, "Oh, Steph Curry better than KD." That's bullshit.
They was 1A.
We're not gonna act like he didn't contribute to their dynasty. We're not gonna act like
so it wasn't 1A, 1B.
They just would have been. They wouldn't have. Say, bro, who was 1A?
It wasn't 1A, 1B.
Who was 1A? Who was 1A? When you watch them play, who stood out and who looked like the best player on their team? Man?
So we're gonna act like you got Klay Thompson, Steph Curry on the court with you. That means at no point you can.
But nobody says, "Oh, you got Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh on the court with you." Was it not
noticeable
on the court with you, man? God,
was it not noticeable that Wade had took a huge decline? Was it not noticeable that Chris Bosh was not the same player? Was that not noticeable?
Ray, I love you to death, man, but we not gonna do this, bro. I understand what you're saying, but like it's easy to diminish KD because of the story, because of the situation, and he brought a lot of it on himself. But individual greatness. How many players you picking over Kevin Durant with everything he brings to a basketball team? If you could just literally just say, "I'm going this," you the GM, right? You're building the team. You're picking the coach, and you got KD.
I think
how many players is you picking over KD, bro? And is Giannis really one of them players? That's what I'm asking you.
You confusing starting a team versus greatness. Greatness doesn't have to do with, oh yeah, I can easily start a team with this guy. Because just like I was talking about on what's called Chauncey Billups. Chauncey Billups not greater than a lot of players, but when it comes to building a team, I know how he would be able to structure and function around a team. And it'll be easier to have a guy like that. So just because it's easier to, oh yeah, I can easily get some guys around this guy and we're gonna be successful. That don't mean that player is better. That just means it's easier to have a play like get a system around this guy that's in a winning condition. A Giannis player, what type of system they have around Giannis?
It's kind of like a 4 out with him with the ball, kind of. It's like 4 out, 1 in, allow him to get to the hole.
So in that situation, you're going to have to find 4 knockdown shooters.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard. Which one is harder? To have 4 committed sharpshooters around you at all times when you're on the court, or already have a sharpshooter who can create his own shot, and possibly just have another guy who can be a sharpshooter and create his own shot.
I'm saying
with just some stable role players around. Which one is harder to have around you at all times?
It's harder to me. It's harder to build around Giannis, man.
Exactly. That's what makes it so much. That's what makes him winning that ring so crazy. Like you trying to say that team that he had around him was greater than any team that KD had around him, but you just admitted that it was harder to build around a Giannis type of player.
Okay, I give you that. I concede that. You got me there. It's harder to build around Giannis, and he got it done. But who's faced over the course of their career, bro? Right now, bro, I love you to death. I just need you to be honest, bro. Over the course of their career, who just had the tougher road to get anywhere?
Giannis wasn't going against LeBron. Prime LeBron. He was in the East. Kevin Durant and LeBron only met once in the playoffs.
Right now. We went through this. KD was having to go through Dirk. KD was having to go through Kobe.
He went through
just to get to the finals.
Man. You gonna keep saying he went through? Kobe and him played each other 2 times in the playoffs.
And how many times did Giannis play LeBron in the playoffs? And then outside of LeBron, who else was there? He lost to Kawhi.
He lost to Jimmy too.
So who he beat? Trae Young? KD with a fucked up James Harden? A foot on the line away for him possibly going the other way?
The thing is, you can literally say the same thing for KD. Who has KD really beat?
He beat Kobe, Dirk to get to the finals.
You talking about the finals he lost, though. I'm talking about on the verge to get into those finals when he won.
James Harden playing at one of the highest levels we've ever seen from a shooting guard.
Same James Harden, you was not gonna second go, but
Chris Paul. I understand.
Same Chris Paul, you always dog out, but keep going.
And then LeBron James.
The same LeBron that you are. Okay. So all these guys are now all-time great level and all this other stuff when you want it to be, but any other time when it's an argument, you want to talk down on these guys.
You be killing me, man.
It's crazy, man.
So, you got any other problems with my list, man?
I probably have. Wait.
This is your list, but this is my list. Dwayne Wade, Kevin Garnett, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Kevin Durant.
I have Wade over Garnett.
That's understandable. I should have, but Kevin Garnett was kind of more reliable, had a longer run. He could be a better role player.
In that run.
He didn't.
He got to Western Conference Finals. He got an MVP in the Western Conference Finals in that run. But I don't know, man. I know Chris wants us to get to that Kobe and LeBron debate.
Okay, we can do
We're
it.
gonna be on the same side probably though. So
I mean, I could do devil's advocate because it's I can make an argument because I had LeBron over Kobe until it's just like I don't really believe that. I don't really believe that. But why do you got Kobe over LeBron, right?
All bias aside, man, I always say when it comes to stats and accolades, it's some things that Kobe is gonna be very overlooked about. Because for one, we talk about him being one of the greatest scorers we ever seen, and it's guys who are ahead of him, like a LeBron, that we don't even consider as the greatest scorer we ever seen. It's guys like an AI who got a higher points per game. It's guys like Kevin Durant who got a higher points per game. Now, granted, those guys are looked at as great scorers / greatest scorers of all time, but then you look at the efficiency side of Kobe. That's a knock on Kobe. So you look at those two things, you're supposed to be the greatest, one of the greatest scorers, if not the greatest scorer of your time. Well, he is the greatest scorer of his time. He, other than LeBron, he the only one in the top 5 scoring all time. But then I think it's more so just his. When you talk about Kevin Durant's story, Kobe's story is what made him great. I think it's the opposite with Kobe because you think about a guy who they say ran Shaq out of LA. Then the first year they not together, he don't even make the playoffs. The next 2 years, he getting bounced out the first round. 1 year, he blew a 3-1 lead. Next year, he gets swept. Then he proceeds to go to 3 back-to-back championships, and he repeats on 2 of those. Like, I think it was just more so his willpower, his will to win. Like, that's what I feel like exceeds him above all his peers. Like he made it to a point where he kind of put your, like, as a fan of him, he put your mind at ease. It was like, bro, yeah, game on the line. I know Kobe got this. We was down 14 points in the fourth quarter against the Celtics. I'm sitting there chill, like, bro, I just know Kobe about to go crazy. Kobe shot 6 for 24 that game. One thing that stood out in that whole series, every game that was won by whoever had more rebounds. And what did Kobe do that in that last game? He had 15 rebounds in that game. That was a game high. You don't think Kobe wasn't wasn't keeping track of that? The game is being won by the rebounds. And at that, he had 8 offensive rebounds, which means, hey, make or miss, I'm in the paint. We're getting a second chance. Like, we're not about to just miss one shot and they get a rebound where they go down. Nah, we about to get a second chance point here. Kobe had 10 points in the fourth quarter. People forget that. People talk about how great Paul Gasol and Artez was in that game 7, but in the fourth quarter, Paul Gasol was nowhere to be found. Kobe had 8 offensive rebounds, 10 points in the fourth quarter, and he was getting to the line. Like, that's, man, that right there. Like, not to even forget what he did in game 5 and 6. Like, bro, man, and that was against, at that time, that was the greatest. In my opinion, that's still the greatest defensive team that I've seen from top to bottom. Like, and they had offensive weapons within that. Like, it's when you put that Lakers squad against that Boston squad, just really look at that squad. Look at both squads and tell me, yep, this is an even match. It wasn't designed, like, bro, it wasn't designed to be an even match. But the fact you had a guy like Kobe on the other side, that's what made you think it was an even match because of how great Kobe was. That's the only reason why people try to say he had Paul Gasol, he had Art. Yeah, Artez was no longer the player he was. Paul Gasol never even got out the first round. I don't think he even won a playoff game before he got out the Lakers. Like people try to use those excuses. Oh yeah, Lamar Odom. You talking about the same Lamar Odom? They didn't live up to the hype. Like, come on, man. No disrespect to Lamar, but come on, man. They try to throw all these excuses for Kobe, but then they try to use that as validity for other players. I'm like, bro, no. Kobe was that dude. He will always be that dude. You can throw all them records out. You can throw all that other stuff. That don't mean nothing to me, man. At the end of the day, the name of the game is who can win the game. You can go out there and fill the whole stat sheet, but if you lose, and what does that mean? Your name gonna be in the record books. Guess what else your name gonna be? Your name gonna be in that championship. What's called on championship banners too. That's what's really remembered. Who won the game though? What's the main question we used to ask? Who won last night? That's the first question you asking somebody. You ain't go, hey man, how many steals did so and so get, man? I don't care about none of that. I want who won the game. Oh, so and so won. Dang, I bet that was a good game, man. That's what it's always been about. You ask every great player, what's the main goal here? The common denominator, winning championships. Now, when you great, the accolades, the stats, all this stuff gonna come with it. But the winning, that ain't guaranteed to nobody. It's guaranteed if you are great, especially an all-time great, accolades and all that other stuff, that's going to come. We done seen some great players that never rose to that winning status. We done see some all-time great players that didn't rise to that winning status. So when you actually do achieve those things, like, come on, man. Dude got a 5-2 record in the finals. Like, come on, man. And the 2 times he lost was against the 2 greatest defensive teams of their eras, arguably of all time. They literally have to go to a zone against Kobe. They're like, bro, we go at this dude straight up, he's going to cook us. And when you look at the history in the NBA against great defensive teams and they go zone, even the greatest scorers always struggle. Their numbers going down. They may get the points, but their efficiency is going down. Ask LeBron about that zone defense he went against in the finals against the Spurs when he didn't know how to shoot yet.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a proper team, and you can he had the proper teammates around in, so it wasn't no excuse. You kind of use the excuse like, oh man, he really didn't have that much help when he was with Cleveland. When he had the help, he still didn't. He still struggled.
To me, I feel like that's the greatest separator, bro. Like, because I can admit, and probably to a certain extent, a lot of people can admit, as an individual talent, it don't get no better than LeBron James. But what did that individual talent amount to? We seen him shrink mentally, and people say it all the time. When everybody got talent, what separates you? Your mentality. Yes.
That's what Michael Irvin said. Michael Irvin said it best. He said anything. He said it's a lot of players in the league from the neck down. Oh, we even. But from the neck up, that's the separator.
Facts. And we seen it time and time again. LeBron he didn't have enough juice mentally, bro. There's nothing you can tell me. As soon as he lost to Dallas Mavericks and Dirk Nowitzki, the GOAT debate, it would never been the same. It's never been the same since then, man. There's no excuse for it. Even losing to Dwight Howard, we say what we want about this and say what we want about that, but you have to get it done, man. Like, you have to get it done because that same team you lost to when we was waiting for Kobe versus LeBron, that same team you lost to, they got them boys out of there in 5, man. They kicked their ass, man. You like LeBron himself, not even just from the comparison thing. He robbed us of the head to head. He robbed us of the head to head. And you can say what you want about the Mo Williams, and you can say what you want about Barry Allen and all them dudes. But when they did show up, LeBron didn't. Like, so all his showing up when they did it is null and void at this point. Because if my role players show up in game 6, the game that we gonna need because we possibly go win the game 7 because we gonna be at home. My role player stepped up. Game 6 had their best game, and I didn't live up to my superstardom, and we lost. That game 1 through 5, that don't mean shit to me. That don't mean shit to me. It don't mean shit if you get us here and you can't close the deal. LeBron is the greatest. Oh, he almost won player of all time. When we look at LeBron James, we pat him on the back so much for almost doing some shit. It don't make no sense, man. Like, oh man, he done been to so many finals. And he got less rings than the people that have not been to that many. And you can say what you want about this and that. Even if remember we did it, we shaved off the KD ones, we shaved off this, we shaved off that, and it still didn't amount to it. So even when we adjusted for failure, he still didn't amount to these dudes. And I used to say it. I was like, oh man, because he got to a point where he kind of surpassed Kobe in a lot of metrics. And then we forget, even me, I did it. I forgot about the eye test, man. That nigga ain't never passed the eye test when it came to Kobe, man. LeBron ain't never passed that test ever in his career. Like, it was even sometimes in the Spurs series in the finals, he damn near gave it away. Like, and then everybody bring it up. Oh, this shot, this woo. Yeah, because LeBron James started to crumble when them fourth quarters start coming, when them second half start coming. He like, oh man, like LeBron ain't never been good under pressure. And when it comes to differentiating the greatest players of all time, I want the guy that I don't feel like go crack under pressure. If the fate of the world was on the line and we had to choose between people in their primes, and they be like, hey, we'll give y'all Kobe or we'll give y'all LeBron James. The fate of the human existence is on the line. And how many people honestly go pick LeBron over Kobe? Not many. And when it comes to differentiating greatest players of all time, I want the dude that I think go show up when it matters the most. And I feel like that player is Kobe. Like, you can give LeBron the individual talent. I give him that. I think LeBron is a better individual talent than Kobe in terms of just, he's 6'8". I feel like he's like one of the greatest passers I've seen, has one of the greatest IQs. You know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest transition players we've ever seen. And just that body size, like, you know, you can't discredit 6'8", 250, 260, whatever he was. That size, that frame, that athleticism, it is what it is. It's generational. We probably, even Zion to a certain extent, he's not LeBron James. We love Zion, but even when you look at the eye test, LeBron and Zion is not the same. So I give LeBron that, the physical tools aspect, individual talent aspect. But who would I rather have? And that's the most important thing when it comes to GOAT debates or the best player debates. If I would rather have another nigga in any aspect, give me that dude, man. I just rather have Kobe. And I feel like those two Boston series, the way he lost, then he came back, smacked the Magic, and then got his redemption against the Celtics. And then you're a Laker. Y'all biggest rivals is the Celtics. For you to lose to them when everybody was doubting you, you didn't crumble, came back, smacked the Magic, and it was supposed to be LeBron. And then you got your revenge against the Celtics. I feel like that was the greatest. I feel like that was one of the greatest finals. But to me, when it comes to legacy, those are the three most important finals that I've done seen outside of the Dirk finals when it comes to legacy. Because that cemented Kobe to where he was undeniable. I remember people hated Kobe for no reason. People just used to shit on Kobe. But yeah, man. Giannis not a better basketball player than KG, but he's more dominant. So, Ray, did we talked about Giannis versus KG already?
Nope. When No, we didn't.
I think we did briefly, but we can get into it a little bit more before it's time to wrap up. So Giannis versus KG. Why is we going Giannis? Because I'm going Giannis. I ain't gonna cap.
You want me to kick it off?
Yeah.
Me personally, I just think from what he's done as a number one option, he has one more MVP than KG. He has a ring and a Finals MVP. He has one more Defense Player of the Year than KG. Matter of fact, as a number one option, he has two. Because KG, when he got to Boston, they said, we just want you to focus on defense. Paul Pierce was their number one option. So the fact that Giannis was the number one option and the Defense Player of the Year 2 times, those things, like he's doing all this as the number one guy. KG got to one Western Conference Finals as a number one guy. And he was number one. They was the number one team that year in the West. It was. I know people try to say stuff like, man, it's a different story in the playoffs. Man, that matters though. When you the number one seed, you got to remind people why you're the number one seed. And he didn't remind Lakers. Lakers said, "Hey, that's cute." We've been here before. You haven't.
But you ain't let me use that with LeBron in the Magic. But okay, keep going.
But no, it's just I feel like Giannis just took more advantage of what he had and what he did with it as a number one option compared to what KG was as a number one option. Plus, Giannis, man, it's no reason why KG couldn't have been a better scorer. He had more range. He was a more consistent mid-range jumper. He had a more repertoire on offense than Giannis. And Giannis still be giving you 30 a game.
I think that's what I said. We briefly spoke on it. But, Land, you say all you hear is accolade talk, so I ain't going to give you no accolade talk. I think just Giannis, they the same height. Giannis is faster with the ball, without the ball. I think Giannis a better playmaker for himself and for others because I feel like people underestimate is if you can handle the basketball as a big, that is icing on the cake because we see a lot of big men disappear. Why? Because you got to throw the ball into them. If you can grab the ball off the break or if you can get the ball and you can take it up the court, that's just a big advantage. We ain't never seen KG, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm pretty sure he probably have, but go coast to coast. If he did, it ain't like Giannis. We ain't seeing
Giannis do
KG
that every game.
Pick and rolls.
KG do that every once in a while.
Giannis defense not better than KG. I mean, his help side defense he's faster. But as a one-on-one defender, probably not.
Offense side, on the defense side, versatility wise, I get at the KG. As an overall player, I'm still taking Giannis though. Like I was saying earlier about establishing dominance, Giannis knows how to do that. When have we seen KG establish dominance?
He ain't. Nah, KG wasn't. That's another reason why I said Dirk was better than KG too. Just because Dirk used to try to dominate offensively at least. That wasn't a game style for the big to go coast to coast. You would tell that to Lamar Odom. Tell that to Hedo Turkoglu. Them motherfuckers.
Hakeem Olajuwon, who came in before KG. I ain't trying to hear none of that.
Even Shaq was going coast to coast sometimes.
I'm finna say, come on now.
He won MVP in the era with him and Dirk. Giannis won MVP with Steph, KD, goddamn LeBron. I ain't trying to hear that. It is what it is. Say, man. Game style, I said. I understand what you're saying, game style, but if you can do it, they would have let. You don't think they would if KG could go coast to coast, they wouldn't have let KG go coast to coast. KG could handle the ball.
You ever seen them old clips? You ever seen them old clips when he was on Team USA and they was doing that full court one-on-one drill?
Who? KG?
KG was cooking them. So the fact that we knew he could do that, but he didn't do it is crazy.
So, bro, we're not gonna act like Giannis. We're not gonna act like Giannis wasn't a small forward at first, bro. Like Giannis really was. He really still is a small forward. The only reason why he's playing power forward because he can't
huge,
shoot.
what's it called? He had that huge growth spurt.
Yeah, we're not gonna act like Giannis wasn't a small forward. He's a power forward now, but yeah. But Lan, you really think so? You got Giannis? You got Giannis over KG?
No, he got KG over Giannis.
KG was a small forward as well. But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's no, I understand KG had more competition at his position, but I feel you can make an argument Giannis got more competition as a whole. And they don't do MVPs by position. They do MVPs by impact and things like that. But man, you still got Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, fucking Jokic, Joel Embiid, man. Giannis got 2 MVPs. Let's not forget that. How many KG got? 1?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Giannis got 2 defensive player of the years. Like, we're not gonna just shit on Giannis. Got the accolade advantage, and he got the eye test advantage, in my opinion. MVP became weak when Nash won it twice. But when he won it that one of them you can't discredit. Man. Like, he was good enough to win at least one as a player.
I can say the one. I mean, Shaq do got an argument for the first one, but still, I don't think that it was on. I don't think Nash robbed anybody, but the second one for sure.
Yeah, he shouldn't have 2, but we're not gonna act like you know what I'm saying. Because man, and then you could argue Giannis could have 3. Giannis could have had that one when he won the actual title. He was killing
if Giannis didn't keep getting wouldn't have kept got hurt this year, he would have had a stronger case to win it.
Yeah, like we're not gonna.
It would have really can't. If one point we thought it was gonna come down to Jokic and Giannis, but then Giannis started getting hurt, and then Jokic started sitting towards the end, and that's when they was like, well, you know,
LeBron or Dirk.
He's talking about the year. You know, the year we talk about Kobe should have won it. He talking about that year, the second MVP.
LeBron or Dirk though? Nah, hell no.
LeBron got an argument, but Dirk, no. Dirk won the right year.
It was one. Well, that probably was the one of the years, but I thought Dirk was just killing. But it'd be more to get an MVP than killing, man. Like, it got to be a perfect storm. You got to have the perfect storm season to get an MVP. And you could say that 15 a game, MVP with 15 a game. Okay, let's look it up because we're going to have to get out of here in a minute. But I'll look it up. I ain't scared. Because I'm going to go
with them 15 points a game. It is. I mean, I think it's only one player in NBA history that had, I think, under 20 points per game. I think it was like Magic or somebody, but still.
But just how much points he was accounting for though. So let me see. Who won the MVP?
Okay, so that first year he got to Phoenix. The first year he got to Phoenix. The year before he got there, and the year he got there, the win difference was it went up plus 33. They won 33 more games than the year they did before. Like, that right there alone was already like, okay, that's an argument already. Then you add in just the flawlessness of his game. Like, he was extra efficient.
Which one, Lan? Which one did you say LeBron or Dirk should have won? Which year?
Second one.
What year? MVP with 15 points a game. Stop it.
Who was averaging 50 points a game when he won, though? When Steve Nash won. Like, you talking about 2 totally different eras. Was Steve Nash even born when he did that?
We averaged 50 and 20. Yeah, you can't miss me. Well, Nash have no MVP. Come on. Steve Nash, you say what you want about Steve Nash, you probably just
people forget that the name of MVP is most valuable player.
Valuable.
Not the most highest scoring player. Not the most defensively challenging player, the most valuable player. The year before he got to the Suns, they were not winning games. That system that we talk about, on credit to Mike D'Antoni, the system was ran through Steve Nash. So if we say that system was one of the greatest offensive systems we ever seen, and the guy who we running the system through is the same guy that's winning the MVP, ain't that justified?
Mm.
I changed up the winning culture of this organization. I ran the system that this organization started running. I was arguably the best point guard in these two respective seasons. My efficiency was there. I gave you 15 to 17 points a game, while also give you 10 plus assists. You put all those things together and tell me that's not the most valuable player in that year.
Harden had Nash assist numbers, but 20 plus points.
Now go look at the efficiency numbers.
Come on now. And then we not finna act like Steve Nash wasn't a playoff riser. Steve Nash got even better in the playoffs. His teams just was, wasn't as good as the teams that was getting on his ass. He wasn't a better player than the teams he was losing to. But you said Dirk. I'm trying to see which one Dirk should have had some consideration, Lan. Which year? Was it 04-05 or was it 05-06? Because he was at 26 a game both seasons, but and he was, Dirk great efficiency, but I don't know if he would have. I don't know, bro. They won the West in 05-06. So I guess if you doing it like that, because then they beat Phoenix in the conference finals. So that boy Boris Diaw was hooping. Oh, Dirk had 50 in game 5, 50 and 12. That boy Dirk was different, Ray. They be always disrespecting Dirk. That boy had 50 and 12 in game 5 for the Western Conference Finals. 50 and 12. But Lan, which year was Dirk supposed to get an MVP over Nash? I want to know that. Because you said
06 when he finished
when they went to the finals. Okay. And what was LeBron doing at this time?
31, 7, and 6. Almost one block, almost 2 steals, 48% from the field, 33% from the 3.
What was their team record?
50 and 32.
And what was the Suns' record? See, the Suns
probably had a crazy record that year.
See, the Suns was, oh yeah. Okay, 05-06,
They won 54.
Yeah, nah, see, the 05-06, you probably could give it to somebody else. But then that was
that's the one I say Steve Nash definitely shouldn't have won.
Because my thing, see, that's the one I would have gave to Kobe just because. Come on, bro, dude, again, 35 a game in 05-06, man. Yeah, but the only thing about that, and they won 45 games, and they lost in 7. Y'all could have gave that to Kobe. I feel you, Land, about the LeBron. I feel you. Steve Nash, he wanted to talk. Come on, man. I ain't seeing a lot of great point guards. I've seen the Jason Kidds. I've seen the Steve Nashes. But I didn't get to see Isaiah Thomas. I didn't get to see Magic Johnson. So, based off what I've seen, man, Nash really top 3. Chris Paul in there. I say Jason Kidd. Steve Nash kind of tied in my opinion. But Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, Chris Paul, they're my top 3 that I've seen. Kobe didn't make history. He had 7. He got a 7-6. Come on, man. We're not going to get into that land. Boy, getting 35 a game, scoring title, still won over 45 games. Like, come on now. I don't see what's more valuable than that. Take Kobe off their team. Man. What we doing? What we doing? And Land, I feel you, but man, Steve Nash, I think it was the record jump combined with the accounting for over. Because if you doing it like this, because Land, you keep shitting on Steve Nash for only having 15 points a game, but you're not accounting for the amount of points he's accounting for with the assist. And we're not gonna act like Harden. Harden got an MVP. He should have had two if it wasn't for Westbrook and that bullshit that triple double shit. Yeah, Westbrook made history. That's why he won the MVP. But look, come on, man. Kobe was the best player in the league, bro. Kobe was the best player in the league, bro. Who else is even going? Who else taking that Suns team with their roster to 7? And if he didn't quit, 15-12 while Harden had 36 and 10. Bro, come on, man. We just went over this. Land, you just hate Steve Nash. What Steve Nash do to you, Land? Let us know in the comments. What Steve Nash do, Land? Because I get it. Steve Nash shouldn't have 2, but he's okay for having 1. How many what's that record jump to, Ray?
They won 33 more games than the year before when he first got there. That was in that 04-05 season.
They won 33 more games, Land. And then we're not going to act like he wasn't going to the Western Conference Finals with the Mavericks. Like, we be forgetting that. He had a great career before he got to Phoenix, in my opinion. No, Land, I ain't seen nobody say that ever. I ain't never heard that.
Oh no, he talking about that player's choice. I think that was Lowe talking about. It was either Lowe or Dub. I can't remember which one it was. They was talking about the efficiency side. I don't know. I can't. They were saying how he could score from all levels on a more efficient rate than Iverson. It was I don't know. People just coming up with new ways to disrespect great players. That's what they doing. People run out of things to talk about, so they just what the old people say back in the day. That's why when you ain't got nothing to say, just stop talking. You're gonna start just you're gonna start just sounding dumb. And that's what they did on that episode. They just started running out of stuff to talk about. They created that.
I agree with you there. Efficiency ruined basketball.
I didn't hear people talk about efficiency until they started trying to discredit certain people. And we know who that certain person is.
But Ray, you know me. You've been knowing me for a long time. I always loved efficiency when it's on the right player. Like when you see efficiency on Kevin Durant, when you see efficiency on Dirk Nowitzki with the shots that they do take, that's when efficiency becomes valuable. Because Dirk and KD take crazy shots, but they make them at an alarming rate. So when you see somebody like Steph Curry, he takes crazy shots, deep shots. So when you look at his efficiency, it does matter. But all efficiency isn't created equal. But I'm not going to act like efficiency don't matter. And it's something I do look at. Yeah, when it's Kobe and Iverson, they bring up efficiency. Yeah. But like I said, Kobe and Iverson, they used to take some, it don't diminish their greatness, but I don't know. Ray, you seen that highlight tape of Trey Johnson? He from out here that I sent you. He another one of them dudes that be taking crazy shots. He made them though sometimes here and there.
I ain't watched it yet. I seen you get sent. I ain't watched it yet though.
He from out here. He's 6'6". He the number 3 player in the nation.
Well, he gonna be in this graduating class.
2024.
All right.
But yeah, Land. I'm with you on the efficiency talk to a certain extent. But when it's on a player like a Dirk Nowitzki, like a Kevin Durant, it is to be applauded. Because you can say Dirk and KD take as hard, as tough, as difficult shots as anybody in the game. So it is to be applauded. Ray, you agree with me on that?
Yeah.
Because I don't just shit on people for bad efficiency depending on the team makeup too. Like if you all the team got like Iverson, come on, bro. If you shit on Iverson for his efficiency, it's like, come on. Nash defense get excuses, but when it's Iverson, they bring up he can't defend. Ain't nobody ever defended Nash to me. Not defense wise.
I ain't never heard no excuse for Nash. We give Nash a pass for his flaws, but point out Iverson and J Kidd flaws. It's something J Kidd flaws. It's when you can hide your flaws better than other people. That's why, like, I don't know, like
you can't be a point guard shooting 30%, man. I'm sorry. Nash can't defend. Jason Kidd can't shoot. Jason Kidd just as bad as a shooter as Nash is a defender, man. We not finna do that, man.
And in his prime, it probably was worse.
Come on now. Like, he finished it. Come on. See, oh my goodness. Go look at his final stats with New Jersey and look at them shooting numbers and then try to bring up when he retired if you want to. That boy was shooting. Come on, bro. You should anytime a dude dip below 30% shooting, no. Facts is fact. Yes,
what
but you trying to act like
then? Huh? What was they calling him back then?
Ace and Kid. Because he ain't have no J. Come on now, Land. We not like Land. I don't know, man. You coming off a little racist like Ray. You know what I'm saying? I love Jason Kidd, but man, he's as terrible as a shooter as Steve Nash is a defender, man. They literally the same player, just on opposite ends. And I think that's fair. They're the same player. Ray, you ready to wrap?
Yeah, I ain't got nothing else to really. I feel like we Nash can't defend already, man. What point guard at his size with his lack of athleticism would you expect him to like rebound? Like what?
We're not gonna act like Jason Kidd wasn't a rarity. Jason Kidd was a rarity. That's why he was, you know.
I just feel I just feel like Steve Nash was great at what he did. Jason Kidd was great at what he did.
Hey, bro, I do think building a team. See, now it'd be certain situations. It would be depending on who my star player is, whether I would go Jason Kidd or Steve Nash. Like, if I have a Dirk, then of course I'm gonna go Jason Kidd. But if I got a Giannis, give me Steve Nash. No offense.
I just feel like when Steve Nash and Dirk was together, Steve Nash didn't get the right amount of They didn't play him right in that situation, in my opinion. They could have been way better together.
No, they could. Like defensively, yes, they could have. Defensively, it's gonna be too hard.
You gotta build some wing defenders around them and a solid paint defender. That's how you kill that noise, and use them as just as a team help defender. Don't ever set them up in no situation being no one-on-one situation. They're gonna get cooked.
Nash with Jason Kidd back up. Don't forget.
I mean,
Lamb, bro, we gotta have you. We gotta have you on one of these shows. I want to hear what's up with you and Steve Nash, man. But go ahead, you close it, right?
But no, good talks, man. Good talks. I appreciate everybody who showed up. Appreciate you, Lan, Lil Chris, Jabari. I appreciate everybody showing love. Remember, every Tuesday, 7:30. We're gonna be back here on Thursday this week for Hoop Historians at 7:30.
No, next week.
Oh, next week. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, I forgot. That's another announcement. So starting, I guess this week, we're just gonna go to every other Thursdays for Hoop Historians at 7:30. But this has been another episode of the Two Know It Alls. I'm your host Ray. That's my boy Diddy. Know It All. And we out.